Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel, Govin English Teacher. Today we have a teacher from other state, and now he's going to introduce himself, and we're going to talk over the difference between communication skills and English of classroom. Yeah, yes, sir. Please introduce.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. First of all, I would like to tell you thank you to giving me as an opportunity over your platform. My name is Shamsher Yadav. I am from UP. And if I talk about my education, so I am recently doing Bachelor of Education and I run my own coaching institute in my hometown. That's all about me. There is a lot of difference between communicative English and schooling English. Because if I talk about schooling English, so there are basically two things are runs. First one is reading and writing. But if I talk about communication in English, so there is speaking and listening as well as reading and writing. These four important points that are taught and that are discussed in the communication English, communicating English. But if we talk about schooling English, so there is two things are absent. So that's why most of the students and teacher also unable to speak in English. They have a good knowledge of English, but they are unable to express those things, they are unable to demonstrate themselves on the public place because of these two things. First one is listening, they are listening not properly, and second one is they are not getting chance to speak. So that's why two things are the removing day by day from the students and the teachers also. So this is the major difference that I feel in communicating English and schooling English.
Sir, as a teacher of English language communication skills, so how long time you have been teaching English communication?
Okay, sir. I have started this journey for I think one and a half years ago, and now I'm still continue improving my English as well as I'm giving a training to my students and as well as some other students who are not from my school and out of the village. So I'm giving not only student as well as there are also some employee other profession. After all, they are trying to join us and they are trying to learn English. So I'm feeling very fortunate to giving them training and advising and helping them very much.
What are the difficulties in learning communication skills? How you overcome?
Sir, first of all is that environment. If I talk about communication English, so in this journey, first one we feel there is lack of the people to whom we can talk to them and we can improve English because the environment is major. Environment played a vital role to learn English. If we don't have a person, we don't have any such instrument where we can talk to them, talk to over the topics and over conversation. So it's very difficult to learn communicating English. So this is the first thing, and I am overcoming this situation by the creating a group. I have created a group where my students as well as some other members also joined, and I gave the chance to them one by one to practice to speak over the topic. So that in this way I am handling this problem. But if I in the India there is a no good environment of English. People, most of the people like to speak in their mother language, mother tongue, and they don't want to speak in English. They want, but due to the environment, due to the co-learners, they are not able to speak English. So this is the things, and that can be put, that can be removed by making a communicative group where the people can practice their English and improve their English.
English from the academic is different from the communication because in the academic, the teachers teach only to write examination. They make students to write examination. So that's if they know the outer read and the outer write. But the thing is for the communication, and they have some environment, without they have environment, we can't express our ideas. When you have the situation, when the situation demands, you can talk in English. But as you told that we don't have that environment here, so that either we have to create a group by creating a group and involving, making all other people to involve in that group, they can share, they can listen, they can talk in English language, so that they can enhance their listening skills, so that they can speak it out. Because without listening, one cannot be a fluent speaker. So to make others to listen, and we should have to form a group and make involvement. So by involving, by enjoying their thoughts, like-minded people, so where we can share, where we can enhance their listening skills, then they can speak like anything. So this is the best method, but there is no any other method, because I know many graduates, many educators know English very well, but when it is comes to talk on stage, or when it comes to talk in general topic, and they can write the topic on the topic, but they can't express because lack of practice. So only the practice with the involvement, but with immersion, with like-minded people, and they can overcome this small hurdle by creating environment, by involving, by immersing. So by talking a real life situation, so one can be overcome this small difficulty, so that they can be fluent speakers. So that's my idea. So that's reason I have created some groups, and many of members are participating and practicing. They are focusing in a perfect practice, so that they are enhancing their communication skills. So in the same way, you are also doing, because being a teacher of English, and where we can teach everything about language, but when it comes to the communication, and we have to make them to speak by creating environment, by making them to involvement, by making them into immerse in that topic, then only they can be good speakers. So what I feel, what I have been practicing, what I have been making other my students to practice in that way. Yes, this is my idea. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, of course, sir. I am 100% agree with your ideas, and this is the most important thing to teach the communicative English. Because if you do not give the proper environment to practice them, so rules and vocab, those things we teach in the class, those all things are worthless. Because if we are not using them in our daily life, so what is the use of those words? What is the use of those structures? Okay, most of the students and many people are here in my circle who has a good command over structure, and they know most of the words, thousands of words, and good types of structure. They can frame the good situation into a structure. But when they get a chance to speak, when they have a face a person who has already speaking English, on that day they surrender themselves. They feel begin. I'm unable to express my thing. I'm unable to say something over the topic. So this is the problem, and it can be only eradicated. It can be only abolished by the doing the practice. Because someone has said, reading can be learned by reading, and writing can be learned by writing. In the same way, speaking can be learned by only speaking. So that's why as much as we will speak, and we can learn as much.
What you told is correct, sir. Because the speaking can be learned by speaking only. But one cannot be a good speaker by reading, by writing, by listening. But all the factors are important. But the main factor is, and if anybody wants to be a good speaker, and fluent speaker, a confident speaker, and they should have to practice in speaking only. No other things. Many institutions, they are giving the structures and grammar, everything, but they are making everything about language. But after completion of the course, they can't be a good speakers, because they don't have that exposure. They don't have been given much practice on speaking. So only if you speak, you can learn how to speak. This is the first and the foremost trick to be a fluent speaker. Thank you, Samsher sir, for coming to live session and giving good instructions how to be a communicator in English language. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very